Marriage has a wonderful sanctifying effect on people who are doing it right. It makes you less selfish. It makes you less self-centered. When you are a young man, or I suppose a young woman, but I'm going to speak to the perspective of the young man because I experienced it myself. When you are in that period of life before you're married, you have a lot of energy, you have a lot of time on your hands, you have a lot of ambition that has few places to go. And so that's why classically, in my opinion at least, young men are usually seen as foolish and prone to flights of fancy and going off and getting themselves in trouble because they have all this energy and no place to put it, no place that's good at least. And what getting married does is it gives you something to invest in. You now have a reason to get up and work for something because you have an obligation to do so. If you don't, people are going to starve. People aren't going to have the resources they need and they'll be unprotected. And that reflects very poorly on you. And if you love your wife and your family, you would absolutely hate that. The Bible itself says that the man who doesn't provide for his family is worse than an unbeliever or an infidel. So you have this huge draw to provide and to protect. And that is an ennobling force. The young man, before he's married, has time to do many things, and yet none of them are so ennobling as self-sacrificing for someone else. And it is a rare young man who, before he gets married, has the pursuits and interests that prioritize others. And kudos to you as a parent if you've raised a son who does that. But even if a parent hasn't done that, because there are bad parents in this world, marriage has a way of driving that into you very quickly. And of course, ultimately, as a marriage usually results in children, not always, but most times, that's the pattern at least, that's the desired goal. Your selflessness that you learn in marriage is actually personified in you handing down your own identity. The very thing that means the most to you, it defines you, is actually passed down in part to someone else. And then as you age, you cease to be so proud of your own accomplishments and you cease to speak about them so much. You start talking about and taking pride in your child's accomplishments. What is it that parents are known for talking about when they meet with other adults, right? Are they always talking about their golf game or their new Jeep or whatever? Hopefully not. Most often what healthy parents are doing is they're bragging on their kids. Hey, she started preschool. Hey, he learned how to ride his bike. You always want to show your friends the videos of your kids doing things, and of course we know that it eventually becomes a little annoying to your peers because they don't get why you're so obsessed until they have their own kids, of course. It's a beautiful, beautiful thing. In that child, you pass along to them all of your teaching, all your knowledge, the things you've learned, the things you're interested in. Even your own sense of self kind of takes second place to your sense of pride in your child. And that is how marriage and becoming a father or a mother really forces you and carries you into a season of selflessness and sacrifice that's a very, very beautiful thing, because eventually we're all going to die, right? And so if your source of pride is just in your own life and in your own accomplishments, when you take those to the grave, you can't take them with you. The only thing that gets to stay left on earth is your children, and they get to carry on in your name, and not only in a symbolic sense, but they literally look like you. They literally have your idiosyncrasies, your habits, and your teaching. And often they literally carry your last name. It's a very, very beautiful thing.